John Fetterman spoke at a recent campaign event and addressed again the fact that, listen, the debate wasn't great. I absolutely had trouble because of the stroke that I've recently had. But one of the things I like that he's been doing, especially I noticed it in the debate, I'm not sure in previous rallies possibly as well, he's leaning into the stroke instead of ignoring or avoiding that as a subject. He's proactively talking about, listen, what happened to me is I got knocked down and I'm getting back up. And that's what this campaign is about, helping people in Pennsylvania who have been knocked down and are trying to get back up. And so I think that's such an honest and correct way to frame your own trials, tribulations, your own issues, and things that you're overcoming, obstacles that you're working to overcome. And it comes off as the exact opposite than you avoiding the subject, right? Because you're just addressing it head on. With that being said, let's take a look at this.
I have to tell you, and I'm going to ask you for the choice. Last night I was with Dr. Oz, and tonight I get to be with Dave Matthews. So
I did notice too, in this type of setting, he's much more comfortable. The debate did seem to be a very uncomfortable setting, even on top of his stroke. Just generally was kind of maximum difficulty with the current things he's working through.
Trust me, that's a pretty good choice. Yeah. And honestly, of course, to be honest, doing that debate wasn't exactly easy. Knew it wasn't going to be easy after, having a stroke after 5 months. In fact,
So just so you know, for podcast listeners, or even if you're having a hard time making out, he's just getting a lot of public responses or positive responses from his crowd.
In fact, I don't think that's ever been done before in American political history before, actually. After that stroke, I got knocked down, but I got back up. And I'm going to fight for everyone in Pennsylvania who ever got knocked down, that ever had to get back up.
Yeah, so you see what I mean? It's just a nice way to be honest about the fact that I'm not at my best right now, and I'm recovering still. But at least what I've provided for my doctor is to say that I'll be able to recover and be able to do the job and have the policies that you guys clearly support. But on top of that, let's be honest, this is actually a great example of what I'm fighting for here in Pennsylvania, which is to uplift those who have been knocked down and help them in their pursuit to get back up and be stronger and all those things, which I really like that. That's a good, strong message, I think, because for a while it seemed that the Oz campaign was being pretty brutal in attacking Fetterman for his stroke, at one point saying maybe if he ate more vegetables, he wouldn't have had a stroke. But then the Fetterman campaign would kind of respond in a way that is indicating it's kind of a low blow for them to do that, but not fully leaning into it's totally okay and it represents who I am, that I'm fighting through this. But that's the strategy I'm seeing now, which I do like. And it seems like his supporters like it too. We've seen $2 million since the debate donated to John Fetterman. Here is the White House press secretary getting asked about Fetterman and if Biden feels comfortable with his mental capacity or that subject.
You have said that the president finds the Pennsylvania Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman to be impressive and a capable individual. After last night's debate, does he have any concerns about Fetterman?
Not at all. Look, Fetterman, as we know, he's also lieutenant governor. He's been able to serve in that role. He is, I've also said, the president sees him as an authentic advocate for the middle class, and that matters. And so the president has been with lieutenant governor for quite some time over the past several months. He was just there a week ago today when we were in Pittsburgh talking about the Fern Hollow Bridge that collapsed about in January, where the president talked about the bipartisan infrastructure law, his law that helped really not just create jobs, but also is going to help build that bridge back up in less than a year. And those are the things that the president's going to continue to speak to.
As you know,
Got it. So Biden, not too concerned. And I've said, I think it's perfectly fair to be concerned. I think we should have leaders who are completely mentally capable of the job. I just think the claim being made by the Fetterman team is he is going to get back there. And he's still completely able, completely intelligent. There's just the block right now based on the symptoms of his stroke that he's still recovering from between the mental side of things and the communicating, manifesting that to a communication ability. And so I think, again, fair conversation to bring up, and I think the Fetterman campaign is responding perfectly fine to it.